everybody, it's me, Amy from Amy G's Creations. I'm back again. It's going to be another short, quick video, but I've decided short and quick is good. Because, you know, I do have stuff to say and show. So anyway, let's get right into it. I have a little finish. Now, it's not an FFO, but I was working on it last time. I think I had just started it, and now, oh, I just realized I don't have anything. Okay, I'll use this book right here. Look at that. Now, this is the Spring Pantry free design from Brooks Books. And look how cute that turned out. I stitched this on an 18 count Aida. So it's pretty small. Here's my hand for comparison, but I think I'm going to finish it. Well, I know how I'm going to finish it with as a longer side pillow, but I'm going to wait until I also stitch the summer one and then kind of finish those up together, I think. That's the plan for right now in my head, because on my sewing table it's covered lots and lots of stuff for Stitch Basel. More on that in a second. Anyway, okay, so this original, I used all the called for colors. She did encourage us to make it our own, but I was happy to use her color palette. I think it turned out super cute. Plus, I didn't want to think. That's a lot of colors on this thing, and I didn't want to come up with my own colors. I just wanted a cute, fun stitch where I just stitched and didn't engage my brain much. And then it called for 2 beads. Now, I, as you know, have some beads, but I do not have. These are inherited beads or beads that were left over from my Mill Hill snowmen that I got from the thrift store in America. I don't have a craft store that I can just quick run down and pick up beads. So I went through this little container here, holds all my leftover beads from those snowmen, Mill Hill snowmen, and dug through them and found some beads that were mini petite, because remember, this is 18 count, so it's pretty small. Found some mini petite beads that looked like the same color as what the Mill Hill beads were. Of course, I have no numbers because these are from the kits and I didn't write them down. Anyway, so I used them. So they're here on this thing and on those little, I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, those little flowers, the bunny's tail. Kind of can see it right there. Anyway, yeah, they worked perfectly. Super, super cute. And I'm absolutely thrilled with how this turned out. And that I was able to put a use to some of these beads, because there was not enough to like make a whole nother snowman with these little tiny mini petite ones, but there was enough to finish this. So that's nice. Okay, so after I finished that, I was in the mood for a new start. And I don't generally do that, right? I like to take a bigger project and finish it. I do like to, you know, throw in some small seasonal things here and there and then go back to the big one. But I didn't want to work on Haunted Library yet. I feel like I've got a really good start on it. Halloween is several months away. And I just was feeling a new start. So I pulled out this thing, and I don't even really know. It's untitled. Like, that's literally what it says here. Untitled. So I don't, and it is by, I don't even know who this is by. There's nothing on this download that says the company that it's from. It said it's printed using KG/chart LE for cross stitch, but that's not the company name. So I am really sorry that I cannot even link this. All I know is I found it on Etsy. I was doing a Pinterest scroll, found this thing, followed the link, got to Etsy, and downloaded it. And it's been in my wanting to start it thing for a while. And it is actually, this pattern is why I ordered the Cone of Doom. Because I knew I wanted to make not just one, but potentially 3 of these things in varying orders. One for our home, one for my daughter, and one for my son. let me show you what it is. And I'll talk about how I'm going to change them a little bit. So from the first one is going to be for my daughter. I am stitching it on this 32 count opalescent white that I got from Zweigart. And can you see? It's all in black and it's just words. So I just started this like last Saturday, I think. And I've just worked on it for an hour or two here and there. And I've already gotten quite a bit of progress done, which is why I'm not going to make 3 in a row, but I figure I can stand to stitch it more than once because it goes so fast. All right. So that the first line is Hogwarts. The second line is Lord of the Rings, or The Hobbit. It was really Lord of the Rings. And then the second line, or the third line, says to become a Jedi. So it's Star Wars. But here's the thing. I also saw somewhere a printed version, not a cross stitch, but like a poster that also had Star Trek and Doctor Who. Both of which my husband and I absolutely love. So we're fans of all of these things. And my daughter is as well. So I am going to be adjusting this, which is why I have this giant long piece of fabric, because I'm not sure how big this thing is going to end up, because I don't have a finished pattern to go by, because I'm going to be winging it. So it's supposed to say, I never received my acceptance letter to Hogwarts, so I'm leaving the Shire to become a Jedi. But I'm going to change it to, so I'm leaving the Shire to become a Jedi and boldly go where no one has been before in a magic blue box for Doctor Who, or something along those lines. There's a quote I saw, but I have to chart it all out. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do for her, and probably for my husband and I as well. And then for my son, I don't know that he's as into Star Trek or Doctor Who, so I'll just probably do the original one for him, the Harry Potter, the Lord of the Rings, and the Star Wars. But yeah, I'm loving it. And what I did is I took my cone of doom and I just measured off several really long lengths, cut them off because I'm going to, double them over, and then I just kind of tied them in this loose thing. And so what I do is I pull out 1 6-strand, rope at a time, and keep that out, and then this just stays in the project bag. So it stays neat, it's not going to knot up, but it's easy to open up and take another one. That's how I do it. And it's been going really, really, really well. Like I said, it's easy enough because it's just letters that I can actually do it while I'm watching TV. And I don't get too messed up. Occasionally, we were watching the series finale of Picard last night. I did have to put it down, turn off the lights, and really just enjoy parts of that in the dark because it was so awesome. But at other points, I could turn on the lights and stitch and still watch and enjoy it as well. Excellent show. We really liked the first season. Well, we liked the first season. The second season got completely banana pants and was ridiculousness. And we were like, what in the heck has happened? And then the third season, we were like, yeah, buddy, this is what we wanted when we wanted Picard. But we're glad we watched the first two because it gave us a deeper appreciation for the third. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I thought it was highly appropriate that I was stitching on this piece of fandoms while we were watching one of our fan shows. So that is that. And then I did work on a little bit more on my hometown holidays. And I have really taken the approach that I'm just working here and there as I feel like it on it. I'm not in a rush because I want to enjoy it. I don't ever want to resent any of my cross stitch pieces because that is not fun. So I worked on a whole bunch more outlining the green, anytime, like all the wreaths and the greenery here. As you can see, I'm working on this building here, the flower shop, the wreath in the window. I've done all of the greenery I'm pretty sure I've done all the greenery on the top 2 lines. So I'm just doing that bottom row, and I still have, you know, a few houses. I've got 2 or 3 houses to outline, to backstitch in the brown. But yeah, it is coming along, and I think I am going to use, I have a few more of those teeny tiny petite beads that I'm going to add here and there on some of these wreaths to really make them pop. So that'll be fun. And that's all the stitching I've done, and I'm happy with it, because I know some people really like to jump around on all kinds of different projects, and that's just not how this girl rolls. So I hope it's not too boring for you. But now, I have some questions for you. I will be posting these as well in my German, because I think there's more people who are going to be attending Stitch Basel that watch my German videos, but just in case. I know this is completely the norm. People always keep it like super secret, super secret. But I figure it's going to be secret because you don't know how I'm going to wrap it, right? And the wrapping is what hides what's in it. But I need some help deciding what to do for my small. Okay? I want to give something that people are going to be happy with, that they're going to see it and be like, yes, this is awesome. And they're actually going to proudly display it rather than being like, thanks, you know, and setting it aside. Okay, so here are some of the options I've whittled down. The very first thing that popped into my head when I decided, when I knew we were going to do this, was this little berry that says Stitch All the Things. Okay, from Erica Michaels. I've stitched this big one for me, and I thought this little berry would be super cute to stitch for somebody to put in their stitching area. Or this thing made into a little pillow. And I might even leave off the sewing room and just do this. I'm not sure. Or there is this free pattern, so I'm going to show the pattern because it's a free pattern for Doreen Jones that has a whole bunch of little cross-stitch things on it, and it says, take life one stitch at a time. Okay, those are my 3 options that I first discovered. Here is where I'm concerned. This is an international retreat. There are people who speak English, but English is not their native language. There are going to be some people there who really only know a smattering of English and really prefer to speak in Dutch or German or Hungarian or French even, and know sort of enough English to feel like, okay, they can come, but they're coming because they know this other language better, and no people are coming for them. So that's why I'm hesitant to stitch something that is such a blatant use of English. But then I guess if you're watching this and you're coming to Stitch Basel, you're okay with English. What do you guys think? I don't know. And then I thought there was one more thing that I was flipping through. I have this awesome book from my mother, because she's not going to cross stitch anymore. And I was flipping through it last night, trying to see if I could find a few things. And I should have marked this, but I did not. So sorry, folks. Here we go. There is a winter scene in here that was turned into, it's not Christmas, but it's a winter scene. And that's, here, let me try to show a picture of it. Here we go. And it's been turned into a paperweight. It's this thing right here. Now, I don't have access to the paperweight, although that is freaking cool. But I could hopefully try to turn this into sort of like an ornament, or I was even thinking like a roundish pillow, so kind of like a biscornu, but it's a pillow, maybe. I'm going to have to research Vanna Pfeiffer and see if she has any finishing tutorials like that. Because if she hasn't already figured out how to do it, there's no chance that I can figure out how to do it. But anyway, so that's an option. Or there is also in here, see how this thing says to a friend's house is never long? It's just like this little part of that. I could take out just that and make a cute little flat fold out of it because, you know, stitching friends. But again, it's all in English. Help, you guys. Help. And if everybody's like, none of those are good, then you know what? I have plenty of patterns that I can go through and look for, but I just feel like it's getting towards the end of April and I need to kind of make a decision and get going on it. So, that's that. Yeah, please leave your comments below what you think. All right, and now life updates. So, on Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Monday. My daughter had an appointment at 11 a.m. to go in and look at her, her wisdom teeth that got pulled out. They're going to take out the gauze and take out the stitches and whatever. Sunday night, she comes to me and she's like, Mom, my right back here, this hurts. And I said, well, you know, it could be an infection. Let's gargle with some salt water back there. Gave her some pain pills. Go to bed. Good thing we're going to the dentist tomorrow morning, and he can look at it and see what's going on. So we go in. She had having another emergency wisdom tooth extraction because it was coming in and it was starting to get infected. Unfortunately, we caught it earlier than on this other side. But yeah, and then he was like, he pulled out the one tooth and I was like, aren't you going to do the top tooth? And he's like, no, it's fine. And she goes, no, it's not fine. It's hurting too. He takes a look at it again. And he's like looking at her mouth, looking at the x-rays, because apparently when he took the x-rays 2.5 weeks ago, the tooth was not nearly as far down as it is now. Because then he goes in her mouth and looks and he's like, whoa, this thing came in super fast. Like it was hanging out there for years and all it decided, I am going to be born. And it just burst through. So he pulled that second one out. They are huge. These teeth are huge. And that second one, this is going to get gross. It came out kind of with stuff attached to it. I think it was the nerve. He's like, because he was showing his assistant. He's like, look at this thing wrapped around it. So I think it was the nerve. Not totally sure. I hope it wasn't a chunk of her gum. Anyway, so that happened. Poor little thing. And her stitches had come out on their own. So, yeah, poor girl. And she was supposed to go to work the next day at 6 a.m. And she was like, this is not happening. It bled for like a really long time. The other one did not, but this one just kept bleeding and bleeding. So yeah, she had an extra long recovery on that. So, but it's all taken care of now. So now we still have not gotten her normal cleaning because we keep having to go in and she's like, okay, so now I'll see you next week. And next week we'll do what we thought we were going to do today. And I was like, okay, sounds great. So poor little girl, but now all her wisdom teeth are out. And we just have one kid who only has half of her teeth because 2 of them already had to get taken out because they were going to mess up her teeth. So yeah, it's always one thing or another around here, isn't it? And then there was some other story. Oh, my daughter in the States calls up and she's like, I've got a sore throat again. And I'm like, seriously, again? And she's like, yeah. I said, you have been sick since like you went home for Christmas vacation. Like since you went back. Not getting better. She'll feel better for a few days and it comes back again. I'm like, are you cleaning out your water bottle tube thing? She's like, yes, I do it like every few days because you scared me when you were cleaning out all the stuff that was growing in there over Christmas. And I was like, okay, great, good. And I said, is there like mold or mildew or something in your apartment? And then she goes, I said, because it sounds like it's something in your room, because she always, by the end of the day, she's feeling better, somewhat better. And then in the morning when she wakes up after sleeping all night, it's really bad. And she's like, well, by my window, there's like all this water collecting and there's like, it looks like little black stuff, moldy, mildew, I don't know, right by where she sleeps. And I'm like, yeah, that could be because you're laying right there breathing it in all night. So she's like, I've pointed this out to the maintenance guys before, and they always say like, oh yeah, it's just, because the ventilation, you got to keep the window open, blah, blah, blah. But like, this is in her bedroom. This isn't in the shower. This is in her bedroom, right? And she's like, yeah, and it was really weird because when we moved in, the plaster was already, they had just remodeled. And she's like, the plaster was already starting to peel off because of water damage from the apartment upstairs. And I'm like, oh, now we have a problem. So she sent in a maintenance request, and they immediately wrote back and were like, it's just mildew, wipe it off with a paper towel. I'm like, you do not kill black mold by just wiping it off with a paper towel. This is an issue. There is a constant wetness in her room that needs to be addressed and fixed. Wiping it off with a paper towel is not a long-term solution. So I'm like, do you need me to call up and be like, go all mama bear on them? But she's like 21, almost 22. She wants to be a big grown-up girl and take care of herself. And she's like, well, I'm going to see if all my roommates and I can kind of band together and complain about it and see if they'll do something. And I was like, okay, honey. But if not, you just let mama know, because I will be more than happy to call up and say, hello, get this taken care of. She's like, okay. I'm like, you don't mess with black mold. Oh my gosh. And then I did tell her, set it with, try to pour vinegar on it. Bleach does not kill mold. It just bleaches it and whitens it so you can't see it. Vinegar actually kills it. But you got to leave it on for like at least an hour, if not longer. So she's going to try to do that. But it's still going to come back because the drip, the leak, whatever that's causing all that damp is still happening. So like this remodel job, sounds like they did not do. They remodeled some things, but they need to actually repair things, not paint over them. So that's an issue going on. And then the third thing is, remember my horrible story about trying to mail the packages to my kids from Germany? Well, my daughter got her Easter package just fine, more than a week before Easter. And so I was like, she lives 30 minutes from my other son, from my son who lives there. So surely he would get it in that day or the next day. So I write him, tell him to check his mail, that there should be a package there. Keeps checking. It's not there. Finally, 2 days ago, he writes me and he's like, my package came. He's like, it's weird because the little sugar jelly bean eggs, the package was open and it was all loose in the box. And he's like, and it looks like it got cut open and then resealed. And I said, tell me, dear, how many chocolate bunnies were inside the box? And he goes, just one. I said, no. I sent two. One for you, one for your girlfriend. And I sent two because I wanted her to feel included. And I tried to make sure there was two of everything for them. He's like, no, there was just one bunny. So somebody, we don't know if it was, he thinks it was in the customs office. I think it was in the apartment complex, like the manager. I don't know. Somebody saw on the customs form that it was delicious Swiss chocolate in there, cut it open, helped themselves, and then eventually gave it to my kid a week after Easter, more than a week after Easter. What is it? It's like, it's well a week. It's almost 2 weeks after Easter. So, I'm not happy. I am really not happy. That chocolate bunny was not for them. That chocolate bunny was for my son and his girlfriend. So they could each have one. Now they have to share one chocolate bunny. Yeah. But, at least it got there, I guess. Eventually, he got something. So, yeah, that's what's going on. The rest of us who are here are healthy and things are going okay. So that's good, I guess. And I'm just busy sewing away for Stitch Basel and getting stuff ready. We have had some amazing sponsors. I would like to inform you that XG Designs and Snowflower Diaries have collaborated. XG is dyeing the fabric for a exclusive pattern that Snowflower Diaries has designed for all our retreat attendees. So go show them some love, XG Designs and Snowflower Diaries. Oh, We are so, so grateful. We are so, so thankful. So awesome. So excited. And the best part is we did not ask them. We knew they were coming to the true retreat and we were super excited and we were like, hey, we're going to have this vendor table. If you want to come sell some of your patterns and sell some of your fabric, that would be super awesome. You're more than happy to do that. We're so excited. And they were like, okay. And then they said, oh, and by the way, hey, we'd like to, we've designed a pattern. And is that cool? Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. So awesome, awesome ladies. Show them some love, please. Yeah, Stitch Puzzle is going to be freaking amazing. And if you can't come this year, hopefully you can come the next time we do it. All right. That's it for me now. Thank you, everybody. Again, I love my stitchy friends through Flosstube. Really, really, really appreciate the connection I have made. And talk to you again soon. Bye.